We need a new generation of high-quality teachers, and we won't get them unless our salaries are more competitive. South Dakota faces a deteriorating situation if we don't take action. To address this problem, I'm proposing a 1/2 cent increase in the state sales tax. This plan will bring about competitive teacher pay, a transparent and fair funding formula, and a more efficient education system. The 1/2 cent will generate $40 million in new revenue beyond our needs, however, and I propose this excess be dedicated to property tax relief.
I think overall the governor, presented some pretty good proposals. I think it's important for us right now to remember that these are in the proposal stage, and as we know from past legislative sessions that the legislators will have some alterations and some changes, but overall, good proposals. It's good to hear continue to try to move South Dakota forward.
Do you think it has potential to have impact on businesses?
Oh, I absolutely think so, and it really depends on what you classify as a business. A lot of people wouldn't classify our schools as a business, but others might. And when you start talking about specific changes to teacher pay and retention and growth in that area, there's certainly a positive impact there, but also at the same time, when you do start talking about tax increases, it's human nature. A lot of people tend to cringe on that. It's going to cost us all additional money, but at the end of the day, the governor, along with our legislators, are going to have to really take a look at that and see if the benefits outweigh the negatives and how we can move forward, because we know that we can't continue to be last in the nation in our teacher pay, because that's just so important for our youth and for the future of South Dakota.
I thought it was very interesting. I think the governor always has pointed remarks. I think he has good research, and I think he probably puts more thought and time into things than most people would ever imagine. And to have him come here and visit with us, it's a big deal. To have him talk to us one-on-one and answer questions, that's a big deal. I think education is important. I think funding teachers is important. I think coming up with ways to have more funding for teachers is important. I think that our teachers are critical to our children. My children happen to be 35 and 38, but the fact is they had teachers, and they're formidable in their lives, and they're very, very important. And I think the more we can do to help teachers, the better off we are.
Do you think it has the potential to have impact on business?
The answer is anytime we have a sales tax, in my opinion, it puts a burden on people that don't have as much, and so that's a bad part of it. But the good part of it is it builds an organization which happens to be higher education, and at this point K-12. It makes them more sustainable, more meaningful, giving them a better ability to do what they do. And so you have to sit there and offset the two, and I think that the offset is really, really good, and I think it's important. As far as will it make us have less business, I don't think that Ken's or Kessler's or Walmart will have less business because we have a larger tax. So I don't think that's going to be a significant factor, but it's always a factor.
I thought it was a really good speech. I'm excited for the changes that he's going to make this year. I definitely feel like teachers pay is something that needs to be addressed and talked about, as well as the Medicare program that he's been discussing for Indian Health Services. So I'm excited to see what comes about this year.
And how do you think it would affect what you guys do?
I don't feel like it's going to have a major effect. Definitely, there will be talk about the budget, and so our main concern is that tourism receives the majority or the same amount of budget that they've always had. So as long as that's not an issue, I definitely think that these are great changes, and what he plans to do is going to work for this year.
Yeah.